some people requested me to do a video about my workout setup. So since my views average out around 100, the least I can do is take into account the requests of my small fan base. Let's just start off by explaining what I built here, because it's actually pretty simple. While looking at videos to build a pull-up bar in my garden, most of them were pretty complex, where either they had to pour concrete into the ground, or otherwise they had like an ugly wooden frame on the outside that just didn't look really steady. And this one has neither of those, so I guess that's why some of you like the setup so much. Anyway, the first thing I did was get large pillars for the outer side. They are about 4 meters long. I really have no idea, but it's around 4 meters. It depends on how high up you want the bar to be. I'm lucky enough to have a dad who is a lot into DIY stuff and actually worked into I think it's called maintenance in English in the past, so he can get a lot of material for free or at a low cost. That's where those come from. And I just stuck them in the ground for about 1 meter or something. No concrete whatsoever, no rocks. So basically dig 2 holes, put the pillars in them, and then just nailed the bar on top, which I got in a DIY store, but it was like a bar that was made for to basically dry clothes in the garden. I really have no idea what that is called. So that was pretty cheap too. I think it was about 15 euros or something. The thing is that it wasn't really steady because we didn't use any concrete or rocks in the ground. That's why I used these bars from the side that go at around a 30-40 degree angle into the wood and into the ground. But they were ugly as fuck and I didn't want them in my garden, or at least I thought it was ugly and my mom hated it, so that's why I put black tape around them, and now it's pretty okay, I guess. So yeah, then the bar was finished and that was basically it. I mean, it's really simple. You just have to get the materials and they're not even that expensive. If you look around maybe secondhand or DIY places, or just keep an eye on more cheap stuff and don't just buy all the fancy stuff. Alright, so now for the rest. The bar is pretty high. I think it's around 3 meters, but I wanted it to be pretty high because I like to do a lot of gymnastic ring stuff. Then as you can see, there's also a rope. Like I've mentioned before on this channel, I really like the idea of integrating different movements in your trainings for the sake of just keeping your trainings functional, introducing different stimuli, and just keeping things fun for yourself. Hence I got the rope, which also wasn't expensive at all. I think I paid it like 15 euros. A big thing, if you want to keep things cheap, just look at alternatives that are maybe not made for the things you want to do, but are basically the same. I got this from a seller of ropes. I think it will be around 3 meters. So I taped the end with tape so that it's more durable. And I just tie it up with a knot there. And then I have some fun workouts. And then some other stuff. The thing I'm sitting on now is a blue yoga mat of around 20 bucks. And I often have thought to myself that this may be one of the greatest purchases that I've made for my trainings, because I like to do a lot of yoga and I like to do a lot of stuff on the ground, handstands. But yeah, it just allows me to train wherever I want. And then of course there's the green little mat, which my grandpa gave me. He was a gymnast and he really likes the idea of me working out in the garden with rings, and he saw me working out in the dirt. So he got me a mat, and I'm grateful for that because it makes it a lot more attractive. Then finally I got 2 types of resistance bands. One is already broken, but there's another and it works just as good as before. and I also got some dumbbells. You know that I work out with weights too. However, my brother recently moved out and he took all the weights. I agreed on it, by the way. But he left me some dumbbells. So no more bench press for me, at least for now. But I really feel like the things that I've got here now are more than enough for me to make progress in the things that I want to do, which is mainly calisthenics, yoga, movement, flips, handstand skills, basically everything. Anyway, I'm moving towards a more gymnastic approach to my training. I ordered the book Overcoming Gravity by Stephen Lowe, which is known as the Bible of calisthenics programming and gymnastic skills. I'm also working a lot on mobility, so actually I really don't need more for now. So if you have a bar and you have the ground and you have a body, then actually you're fine. But you know, I really push the idea of get the best out of all tools that you got. So if you have weights, you can make more progress by implementing weight exercises, because sometimes they're just more effective than bodyweight exercises. If you have bands, use them for assistance. If you have rings, definitely use them. I love rings. They're like the best workout tool ever invented, but that's only my opinion. For example, for my workouts, I will always start off with bodyweight stuff, ring stuff, climbing, and then since I have the weights, I can use them to train my rotator cuff and stuff. I'm gonna be honest here, I also use them for curls. Every workout tool has its own little benefits, and you just have to look into them and find them and then integrate them all together, and then you just have the perfect workout setup. I'm really just repeating myself over and over and over, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Anyway, I hope I have given you some inspiration for your own workout setup. Let me know in the comments. That's it.